Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, not to an alarm clock screaming at you, not to the chaos of emails piling up overnight, not to the weight of another day of deadlines and meetings, but to a different kind of morning. You sit up, you pour your coffee, you open your laptop, and you discover that your company has just found a way to do the work of 50 people without hiring a single new employee. AI writes software. AI analyzes financial reports. AI designs marketing campaigns. AI handles customer support. AI conducts research. AI manages operations. AI creates content. AI optimizes logistics. AI monitors competitors. AI forecasts trends. So here is the question. Not a technological question. Not a futuristic question. Not a speculative question. An economic question. If artificial intelligence can dramatically increase productivity, where does the money go? This is the question that changes everything. It changes how companies are built. It changes how wealth is created. It changes who wins and who loses. Let us find out. For centuries, machines changed physical work. The farmer with a manual plow, working from sunrise to sunset, soil beneath their fingers, the weight of the harvest on their back. Then came the tractor, and suddenly one farmer could do the work of 10. The factory worker assembling products by hand, repetitive, exhausting, slow. Then came the automated assembly line, and the same worker could produce 100 times more. Then came the computer revolution. Paper files transformed into digital documents. Manual calculations became automated spreadsheets. Physical mail became instant email. Typewriters became word processors. Filing cabinets became databases. Then the internet connected everything. A single computer in a small office reached millions of people around the world. Businesses went global overnight. Information became instantly accessible. Communication became instantaneous. But this time is different. Previous machines stored information. Previous machines processed information. Previous machines communicated information. This machine generates information. It writes code. It writes marketing copy. It analyzes financial documents. It creates images. It designs products. It reasons through complex problems. It negotiates. It strategizes. It invents. It imagines. And that is why artificial intelligence entering the economy is not just another technological transition. This is not the tractor. This is not the assembly line. This is not the computer. This is not the internet. This is a transformation of the entire economic machine. Because for the first time in history, the machines are not replacing muscles, they are replacing minds. To understand what is happening, we need to look inside the economic machine. Every economy requires inputs. Labor, the work of human minds and hands. Capital, the money and machinery that powers production. Data, the information that drives decisions. Energy, the electricity that runs the machines. And compute, the raw processing power that makes artificial intelligence possible. These inputs enter the economic machine. Inside the machine, they combine, they transform, they merge into something new. And what emerges on the other side? Software, products, services, information, ideas, innovation, and money. This is the new economic engine. It does not require millions of workers. It does not require massive physical factories. It does not require decades of infrastructure. It requires compute. It requires data. It requires capital. And it requires a human with a vision. This machine is accelerating every day. More compute, more data, better algorithms, more powerful models. And that acceleration changes everything. Now let us follow the money. Watch $1 single. A consumer pays for an AI service. The dollar moves from the consumer to an AI application company. From there, it branches outward. Part goes to cloud computing infrastructure. Part goes to the AI model itself. Part flows backward to semiconductor chips. Part moves toward energy providers. Part reaches employees and engineers. And part travels to investors and capital owners. This is the entire AI economic ecosystem. $1, one transaction, one economic flow. But when you multiply it by millions of transactions, the scale becomes staggering. Money flows continuously between every layer, from consumers to applications, from applications to infrastructure, from infrastructure to chips, from chips to energy, and back again. This is not a simple linear chain. This is not a one-way street. This is a dynamic, circular economic machine. And here is the critical question. Where does the most value accumulate? Is it at the application layer? Is it at the infrastructure layer? Is it at the chip layer? Or somewhere entirely different? We will return to that question. Artificial intelligence looks like software. It looks digital, invisible, abstract. It looks like magic happening in the cloud. But that is an illusion. Behind every AI query is an immense physical infrastructure. Data centers stretching as far as the eye can see. Endless rows of servers blinking in the darkness. Semiconductor chips smaller than a fingernail, containing billions of circuits. Fabrication facilities costing tens of billions of dollars. Electricity flowing through power lines from distant power plants. Cooling systems removing the heat from millions of processors. This is the hidden physical layer of artificial intelligence. Massive data centers in remote locations. Microscopic semiconductor chips manufactured in ultra-clean factories. Power plants generating electricity to run the machines. Cooling systems removing heat from the processors. Networking infrastructure connecting everything together. This is the physical cost of intelligence. And it is enormous. The AI you interact with online. The AI that answers your questions. The AI that creates images and writes code is powered by one of the largest physical infrastructures ever built. And that infrastructure has a cost. A cost that must be paid. A cost that determines who can build AI and who cannot. This is why compute matters. This is why energy matters. This is why capital matters. Consider a traditional office worker. They arrive at their desk. They open their email. They check their calendar. They begin their day. They research documents manually, one by one, page by page. They write reports by hand, word by word, sentence by sentence. They enter data one piece at a time, cell by cell, row by row. This is how work has been done for decades. Slow, methodical, human-powered. Now give that same worker an AI assistant. Suddenly, everything games. AI generates software code while the developer reviews it. AI processes hundreds of documents and summarizes the information. AI generates marketing concepts from a single instruction. AI responds to dozens of customer conversations at once. AI analyzes financial data and identifies patterns. AI drafts reports, creates presentations, and prepares recommendations. One human remains in the center, but hundreds of completed tasks rapidly accumulate around them. This is the productivity multiplier. A productivity graph rises sharply as AI adoption increases. Not linearly, not gradually, exponentially. Now compare two identical companies. Same industry, same customers, same products, same budget. One uses AI, the other does not. The AI-enabled company rapidly becomes more productive. They ship faster, they iterate faster, they respond faster, they grow faster. The other struggles to keep up. This is not a small advantage. This is not a marginal improvement. This is a fundamental shift in competitiveness. And in business, when one competitor gains a fundamental advantage, the other does not survive. Imagine a single entrepreneur. Just one person, sitting alone with a laptop. No employees, no office, no payroll, no overhead. Now imagine that engineer has an AI team. An AI programmer that writes clean, efficient code. An AI designer that creates beautiful, functional interfaces. An AI researcher that analyzes markets and identifies opportunities. An AI marketer that generates campaigns and optimizes conversion. An AI accountant that tracks revenue, expenses, and tax obligations. And an AI customer service agent that handles questions and resolves issues. That small office transforms into a global business, serving customers across Africa, Europe, Asia, North America, South America, Australia, without leaving home, without hiring anyone, without massive capital. This is the one-person company. Now compare them. A 5-person AI-enabled company standing opposite a traditional company with hundreds of employees. Both produce similar output. Both serve similar customers. Both generate similar revenue. This is leverage. One person pulling a giant economic lever, connected to artificial intelligence, producing enormous quantities of business output. The economics of scale have changed. It used to be that size mattered. The largest company won. The company with the most employees won. The company with the most capital won. Now, leverage matters more. Who owns artificial intelligence? This is not an abstract question for philosophers and academics. This is not a hypothetical question for future generations. This is the most important economic question of our time. Consider the layers of ownership. The semiconductor chips, manufactured by a small number of companies in a few countries. The data, collected by the largest platforms, stored in their proprietary systems. The AI models, created by research labs, funded by corporations, trained on vast datasets. The applications, built by thousands of software companies, each adding their own value. The cloud infrastructure, owned by technology giants, operated at massive scale. The energy, generated by power companies, transmitted through national grids. The capital, provided by investors, venture funds, and financial institutions. Now imagine a giant pyramid. At the bottom, workers and consumers, millions of people, billions of transactions. Above them, AI applications, the software that people actually use. Above them, AI models, the intelligence that powers the applications. Above them, AI infrastructure, the compute, data, and energy that runs the models. And at the very top, the capital owners, the people who own the infrastructure. Money flows upward through this pyramid. Every transaction, every dollar, every profit, every return. Who owns the top of the pyramid? The answer to that question determines everything. It determines who benefits from this transformation. It determines whether AI lifts everyone or concentrates wealth. It determines whether the future belongs to the many or the few. Now let us talk about jobs. Walk into a large office. Hundreds of workers performing repetitive cognitive tasks. Research, writing, analysis, administration, data entry, customer support, finance, operations. Now watch what happens. AI systems gradually automate those tasks. Research tasks disappear. The AI analyzes what took weeks in hours. Writing tasks disappear. The AI drafts what took days in minutes. Analysis tasks disappear. The AI processes what took months in moments. Administrative tasks disappear. The AI manages what took teams in seconds. Data entry tasks disappear. The AI ingests what took dozens in milliseconds. But the human worker remains. They are not replaced. They are transformed. They are not eliminated. They are elevated. They are not fired. They are empowered. A lawyer reviews documents while AI analyzes hundreds of pages simultaneously. A software engineer reviews AI-generated code and provides strategic direction. A doctor examines patient information, while AI highlights relevant patterns and risks. An accountant works with AI, analyzing financial records and identifying opportunities. A marketer collaborates with AI to test thousands of campaign variations. A customer service agent handles complex issues, while AI resolves routine questions. This is the real question, not whether AI replaces the worker, but whether the worker learns to work with AI. Because when they do, both work together. The human provides judgment, creativity, and empathy. The AI provides speed, scale, and precision. And output increases dramatically. But not everyone will learn. And that creates a new divide. Two people stand side by side. One owns AI infrastructure. They own the data centers, the chips, the cloud platforms, the intellectual property. The other sells their labor. They work in an office. They trade time for money. They trade effort for income. The AI-enabled owner produces enormous output. They leverage machines that never sleep, that never take breaks, that never ask for raises. The traditional worker produces much less. They are limited by hours, limited by energy, limited by human capacity. Large streams of money flow toward AI infrastructure ownership. Every transaction generates revenue. Every dollar flows upward. The owners get richer. The workers get faster. But the gap grows. But there is another path. The traditional worker learns AI. They acquire new skills. They adopt new tools. They embrace new methods. They gain access to enormous productivity leverage. They stop being a cost center. They become a force multiplier. Two possible futures. Left, concentrated AI ownership and wealth inequality. A small number of people control everything. The rest struggle to compete. Right. Widespread AI access and millions of productive entrepreneurs. People everywhere build companies, create products, serve customers, generate wealth. The two futures diverge, and the choice is not being made by governments alone. It is being made by every person who decides to learn or decides not to. Watch the feedback loop. AI creates productivity. Productivity creates profit. Profit attracts capital. Capital builds infrastructure. Infrastructure creates better AI. Better AI creates more productivity. More productivity creates more profit. More profit attracts more capital. More capital builds more infrastructure. More infrastructure creates even better AI. They're want. These don't to economic feedback loop. It is a circular, self-reinforcing machine. Every cycle feeds the next cycle. Every revolution creates more power. And it is accelerating. Every cycle builds on the previous cycle. More productivity, more profit, more capital, more infrastructure, more powerful AI. This is how the economic machine grows. And here is the critical point. The loop does not slow down. It does not plateau. It accelerates. Which brings us to the next 2 decades. Look ahead 20 years. AI coordinates businesses, logistics, finance, healthcare, factories, and transportation. Every industry transformed, every sector disrupted, every business reimagined. Human workers remain present. They are not obsolete, they are not replaced, but they work alongside intelligent systems that amplify their capabilities. Small entrepreneurs around the world use AI to serve global customers. A farmer in Africa uses AI to optimize crop yields. A teacher in India uses AI to personalize education. A doctor in rural Asia uses AI to diagnose patients. A mechanic in South America uses AI to repair vehicles. A designer in Europe uses AI to create products. Automated factories produce goods with relatively few human workers. AI systems monitor financial markets, businesses, and transactions in real time. Intelligent logistics networks deliver products faster than ever before. Machine learning algorithms discover new drugs and treatments. Now rise above the earth. Look down. Interconnected AI economic networks spanning continents, billions of transactions, trillions of dollars, millions of entrepreneurs, all connected, all accelerating, all transforming. This is the future economy. Not a single machine, not a single company, not a single country, but a global network of intelligence, connected, accelerating, transforming. And at the center of it all, one question remains. We read to the economic machine from the opening. They turn to growing, expanding, scale increasing. It is much larger now, more sophisticated, more powerful, more connected. It has grown beyond what anyone imagined. Workers, entrepreneurs, consumers, investors, and governments stand around different parts of the machine, each one connected, each one contributing, each one receiving. They are not separate from the machine. They are part of it. The streams of money travel through the machine between every participant, from consumer to company, from company to infrastructure, from infrastructure to energy, from energy to chips, from chips to models, from models to applications, and back to consumers. A single human stands in front of the enormous machine, looking upward, seeing the scale, feeling the weight, understanding the opportunity. Now watch a single dollar. It travels slowly through the entire AI economic machine, from consumer through every layer of infrastructure, through chips, energy, data, compute, and models, through applications, businesses, and back to consumers. The full cycle, the complete journey, the entire economy. The entire AI economic machine is connected to the global economy. The machine continues operating, never stopping, never resting, never slowing. And the human remains tiny in the foreground, small, but not powerless, insignificant, but not irrelevant. What will you build? What will you own? What will you become? Before you go, if this documentary has made you think differently about the future of business, work, and wealth, there is more. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss my newly uploaded videos. Because this is just the beginning. The economics of AI are changing faster than most people realize, and I will be documenting every shift. But if you want to go deeper right now, download my eBook, The AI Money Machine. Learn more on how artificial intelligence will reshape wealth, work, business, and power. The link is in the description below, or scan the QR code showing on your screen right now. Do not wait. The future is arriving faster than you think, and it belongs to those who prepare.